Hey guys, Greg here. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about the MYZONE belt and how it works from setup to actually using it during your sessions. All right, so the first thing we need to do is download the MYZONE app. All right, so I've got my phone here to show you. So we need to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, whichever phone you have, iPhone or Android. And then we type in MYZONE, and we've got the MYZONE app down here. Obviously I've got it already, so it says open, but if you don't, it would say download. So now I'm gonna download it and open it up when it's downloaded. So then we get to this screen here. This is your login screen. Now do not press register. We have done that for you. You don't need to do that. You're already registered. All we need to do is type in your email address here and your password, which is body embrace, BODYMBRACE. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and you'll see me when I come back. All right, as you can see, I'm now logged in, but before we talk about the app, I want to talk about how to actually use the MYZONE belt, which is this little guy here. This is how it works. You've got a chip and you've got the belt. All right, first things first, you can adjust the length of the belt, so how tight or how loose it is, by using the adjustment tab on the belt. So that's the belt. Then you've got the chip. Now the chip is registered to you, so that's got all of your details. This is generic, this is you. All right, so this is what it's going to connect to. So the app is connecting to the chip. All right, then you've got these two little buttons here on the belt. That's the front of the belt. That's where your chip goes. So both sides clip in, 1 and 2. Now the belt is activated. So now what we need to do is put the belt on. Now the way the belt works is it comes around and there's a little hook on the one end that hooks in. And the belt itself needs to sit as high up on your chest as possible and all under clothing. So this all needs to be touching skin. I'm not going to do that now because I've got the microphone and it will interfere, but this needs to all be touching skin. You can hear it beeping around a little bit. If you can hear that, that's telling you if it's activated or not. If it gives you one beep, it means you're live. If it does a couple of beeps, it means it's not registered. Now, as common practice, what we need to do is, you can see these two little black electrodes on the back of the belt. That's what is picking up your heart rate, not this. It's feeding through to the chip. So we need to make sure that these pads are sitting against your skin, and you need to wet those, all right? So if your belt isn't being picked up, which I'm gonna show you in a moment how to connect it to your app, if it's not picking up, you probably need to wet these electrodes here, because what happens is the skin sometimes is dry and cold, and especially in the winter months, and what happens is there's not much conductivity going on between your skin and the belt, so that water will help to connect and create that connectivity. If you don't do that, you've got to wait until you get sweaty and eventually it'll kick in, but we want it to kick in straight away. So my advice is wet, lots of water on the fingertips, and then wet underneath it only when it's on. Don't worry about wetting it at the sink and then putting it on. Put it on, go to the sink, wet your fingers, and then soak the underneath side of that belt. Okay guys, so now I've got my belt on, all touching skin. I've gone to the sink, I've wet underneath the belt. So it's soaking wet and it's all touching skin. So now I want to connect it to the MYZONE app. All right, I heard it beep once. Now I'm going to come over to the camera here. So I'm going to open up the MYZONE app and I'm going to get this screen here, or I might even get that screen there, depends on what you had selected before. All right, so it's probably going to go to this screen here. Now what you need to do is, if we're wanting to see what we're doing live, there's a little MYZONE logo in the corner there. You just tap on that. It'll bring up this screen. and then you tap on workout. It'll bring up this screen. As you can see, my belt is being connected to my app, so I'm currently at 44%. Obviously I'm not doing much, so that's why that is. Now, I'll explain to you what all these numbers mean in a moment, but it's very important to make sure that your Bluetooth is on. If your Bluetooth is not on, then you won't be getting anything here, and it's going to say searching for belt. If your belt's not wet enough, it's going to say searching for belt. If you've done both those two things, if you put your belt on, you've wet it, and you put your Bluetooth on, and it's still not working, close the app down. All right, close it down, open it up again, and then try again. And that should solve the problem. Okay, next we're going to talk about what all these numbers mean. I've got my name, so I'm actually wearing Seth's belt. He's Mazzy, so I've got my name up at the top. I've got my percentage in the middle. Now, what is that percentage? That is a percentage of your maximum heart rate. Maximum heart rate is worked out generically. 220 subtract your age gives you a maximum heart rate. It's very generic, and that's why we tweak it as we go. But everything's a percentage. So let's say I'm 35 years old. My max heart rate is going to be 185. So if I get to 185 beats, and that's my heart rate in that corner there, that's my live heart rate. So currently beating at 85 beats per minute. If I get up to 185, the percentage is going to say 100%. Anything in between is going to give me a percentage of it. So if I get up to say 175, it might say 92%. That's not the exact maths, but you get the idea. So as I increase my heart rate, so my percentage increases as well. There are also colors that go in the background there. Currently you can see I've got a gray zone there. It's not even gray, it's actually an out of range zone. If I get to 50 something percent, I will be in gray zone. I'll show you those colors in a moment, but just be aware that the color will change based on where your percentage goes. And MEPS, a MYZONE effort point, is in the bottom corner is the MEPS, and your calories are in the top corner there. I'm going to explain the MEPS to you now and show you exactly what the colors mean. All right guys, now we have our MEPS and our colors. All right, I'm not sure if you can see this clearly. I'm going to talk you through it anyway. We've got a gray zone, a blue zone, a green zone, a yellow zone, and a red zone. If we're 50 something percent, we're going to be in the gray zone. If we're 60 something percent, we're going to be in the blue zone. If we're 70 something percent, we're going to be in the green, 80 something is the yellow, and if we're working really hard at 90 something percent of our max heart rate, we are in the red zone. Now, each of these zones are going to earn you a certain amount of points. Now, the points are important because we're going to be looking at that to hold you accountable. We need a certain amount of points earned per week, and we would say 200 minimum per week is going to give us the right amount of points. The more the better, but we need at least 200 to know that you've been doing the right thing. So if we're in the gray zone for 1 minute, so each of these points apply to being in the zone for 1 minute on average, right? So if we're an average gray zone, we're going to earn 1 point. If we're an average blue zone for the minute, we'll earn 2 points. If we're an average green zone for a minute, we get 3 points. And yellow and red are the same amount of points. If we're an average in those colors for a minute, we're going to get 4 points. All right, so now I've done my workout, it's complete. I want to see exactly what I did and a summary of that workout. So again, we go to our app, MYZONE app. We tap on the MYZONE logo and we go into home. And here you'll find all of your workouts that you've done and exactly how you've done it. You can click on it and you can then see a summary, how long you spent in each zone, the graph, the calories burned, the MEPS earned, all that kind of stuff. If we go back, it's important to name your workouts because certain workouts will give you a certain amount of points, and we have a look and see what workout you did. And you know, if it's just an arm workout, we're not going to get much yellows and reds. We're going to get a lot of grays and blues, and we need to know that that's why you got grays and blues, not because you're doing a HIIT workout and you were watching TV while we were doing it live, right? So we want to see exactly what you did in each workout. So if we go to that little pencil icon and tap on that, it'll give you an option to rename the move. So if I rename it to HIIT, and you'll see now, HIIT comes up here as the name of it. So now when we go and check your workout, we can see, okay, that was a HIIT workout. That's pretty much what we're expecting to see. But if you wrote HIIT and we've got grays and blues, well, we might be thinking you probably need to work a bit harder, or you might have not even been doing the workout at all and just pretending. So you can't get away that easily. We are watching. Right, so that's how the MYZONE system works. If you have any questions about that at all, you know that we're just a text message, an email, a phone call away. So if you have any questions or any doubts about how it works, or you need to clarify anything, of course, just get in touch with us and we will help you through it. But everything that you need to know is explained in that video. If you're not sure, maybe watch it back. If you're still not sure, please get in touch with us and we will help you out.